My parents just bought a house a couple weeks back, Ryan. They just retired. And it was interesting watching their housing search over the last year. And just what a $500,000 gets you these days is not what you would have thought.
Yeah, it's wild right now. And when I think about the housing market right now, we know that inventory is a problem, and
Yeah.
then of course supply chains and housing, or excuse me, supply costs, even put a further damper on that through the pandemic. But what's so interesting right now, rates are probably going to drop a little bit, but they're never going to go. And I hate to say never, and I hate to be absolute, but I just don't think rates are going to go back to the way they were. We're going to go back to where, hey, maybe our 5 or 6%, you lock in at that and you're really happy. Like, hey, I crushed it. That was great. But because of that, most people's buying power got cut in half. If they went and bought a property or they got it between 2 and 3%, you're never going to be able to afford that house again at that same areas. So if you're in a house where you got I'm going to say anywhere from 2 to 4%, you're probably not going to move, and unless you have to. And so what you're seeing is they may want to move, but they're looking at what they're going to have to buy into, the market that they're going to have to buy into. And that's causing them not to move because they go, hey, I do have this 3% rate and I'm looking at like an 8% rate right now. Like, I can't take that mortgage payment. I think that's going to take a long time to play out in real estate right now. So I think, moving in the trading volume is going to be a big deal. So I'm good friends with a lady who's a mortgage broker, and she's done very, very well for very, very many years. She's fabulous. And that's one of the things. I mean, the volume is just not going to be there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a struggle for folks like that and for the industry as a whole. And not only are you eliminating, I think, for a lot of those folks, housing purchases and sales, but refinances are kind of out the window for a lot of people right now too. So that is definitely maybe a bubble that has burst at this point. Is just at least the refinance portion of it all.
And there's something that's very key about that. So many people are enjoying having all this equity in their home because they bought it at the right time, and real estate prices continue to go up. So it's like, hey, I got all this equity. But if rates never come back down, there's never going to be that cash out refinance. Even home equity loans right now, it's going to adjust at prime in most cases. So even a home equity loan is a pretty high interest loan right now. And so you get yourself into this tough position where you don't really have the access to the money that you might have within a house. I'm gonna send a home equity whiteboard that I have that, Walter, I'd like you to attach.
Let's
and I
do
think
that.
it's a great thing to watch because I don't think many people understand how they can use their home equity to build long-term wealth versus having a dead asset. And I think we're in a period right now where there's going to be a lot of people with equity stuck inside their house that they might not be able to access if they need it.